Guys, welcome back to another episode of Diverse Brew. Feels good to be back.
Welcome back from the dead.
Did you really have to
say that? Yes, because you were out, my friend. You were out to the point where I was afraid of calling you. I was like, maybe if I call you, I'm gonna be like sick as well.
Yeah, thank you for the get well messages. But anyway,
that's what friends. That's what friends are for.
It feels good to be back in a good season. I'm hyped up. Levels up.
It is so clear.
Yeah.
So what do you have in that cup?
I'm drinking butterscotch latte.
Is there something else with it?
No,
Because
no.
the vibes give me something different.
I wish there was,
You wish? It's like
So, yeah.
9 a.m. in the morning.
9 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, what are you drinking?
Just a regular latte, to be honest.
A regular
Cafe
latte.
latte. So the Italians don't kill me. It is coffee latte.
Coffee latte.
Because I was in a hurry for my caffeine dose. Pour over would have taken time.
So once again, we bring you back to the studio. Should I call you Mr.?
Yeah, you can call me Mr. Coffee. So how do you feel? Everything is okay?
I feel better. I miss you guys.
Yeah.
Felt like
Did
forever.
you guys miss him? Comment down there. Did you miss Ives? It's
Yes.
good that actually in the previous episode you were not here, because knowing how much of a gentleman you are, you would have been really nice to previous attacker who missed her attacks calling out.
Thank God I wasn't there for that
Yeah.
topic, But anyway, today we've got an interesting topic,
Let's
you
go.
know. But we'll keep you guys
Let's keep me tuned because I don't know what it is.
suspended
Yes.
because this guy has to go for his exam. He has a pop quiz every day. This is the ritual now,
Let's go.
I figured that this will help you guys also because these are fun facts about coffee.
I hope some
know?
baristas are watching. I can't. I have to say that. I hope some baristas are watching. Some baristas are just there to get the salary and go.
What's your problem?
I have a personal problem with baristas. So tell me your questions, my friend.
Okay, so now I'll ask you the first question about coffee. It's a basic, It's coffee 101.
Last time I told you, basic can be really hard. So hit me.
So yeah, what is blooming?
Blooming is the initial state of making coffee.
Okay.
Sometimes people, well, specialists, they call it degassing, which is in theory release of the carbon dioxide, which enhances the coffee flavor, and something like this.
How did you know I was gonna ask this question? The
I
answer is
on point. Here's the thing: I play James Hoffman as like a background noise when I'm working.
bro, you're
The
not
guy-
normal.
the guy's voice is like soothing.
Okay,
So-
we understand. We've
Yeah.
got you.
And
Moving to the second question.
I love you, James
What is
Hoffman.
single origin coffee?
Single origin coffee. That's where I get my coffee from my grandfather's farm back in Colombia. That was just a joke. So, single origin coffee is coffee coming from like a very specific place or farm, not mixed up with other farms, not mixed up with other types of bean, giving it like a unique profile, flavor and stuff. So yeah, that's a single origin coffee. 2. You're welcome.
This one's
Let me
gonna-
hit you with a third counter attack. What is a naturally processed coffee?
Okay, so this naturally processed coffee, it's
Do you want me to help you?
no, bro, really?
Let's go.
This is when the coffee beans are harvested and they are dried in the sun, and the beans are removed from the fruit, the cherry.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's basically it.
Technically, that's what my grandfather used to do.
Yeah, sun drying.
Sun-dried coffee.
Sun-dried coffee.
Tomatoes.
Natural processed, as you can say. It's natural.
the traditional way.
Yeah, so yeah.
So, what do you have in your pockets, my friend? Not technically. What do you have in your mind? for a topic for today. You said you have something interesting.
Interesting.
Empty your pockets.
Do you guys want to guess?
Gender equality. No. Okay.
A balanced lifestyle in a modern world.
This is... I'm going to get depressed.
I think this topic applies, how
To-
can I say, to you.
To both of us, actually.
Yeah, both of us.
To the gentleman in the back.
To the gentleman.
Look, I don't want to get depressed, but this is something I'm almost giving up on. To have a balance. Balance does not exist in the equation anymore. Is it something I'm doing wrong? Is it life?
No one has the answer to that, bro.
Yeah.
It's, how can I say, it's different. For every individual, it's specially tailored to, he has a different,
Lifestyle.
and he has different things he has to balance.
Yeah.
Same as you, same as me. But the problem,
When did you lose your balance?
how do you know I lose my balance?
When did you lose your balance? Because I have an answer which I'm afraid to
Okay.
state it out loud
Okay.
about when I lost my balance. I think I need to go to like a tire shop to get my life balanced. That's just
No, bro,
That's it.
no.
So, I don't want to use the word blame because sometimes I watch the podcast myself and I notice that I blame something in every single episode. They say charity starts at home. Problem starts at home as well, as much as charity starts at home. So, yeah, it always comes from within. Whether it is family, whether it is society, whether it is the country, whether you are abroad living in a different country, maybe the problem is that in that country.
What is balance?
In my own personal opinion, balance, I don't know if that's the definition of balance, but this is how I would feel like my life is balanced, is when I go back home without me thinking about work, or when I go to work without me thinking about home. And when I'm with my friends, I am like, that's it, locked in the moment. I'm with my friends. I'm having a time for everything. I'm having time for myself. I'm having time for my family. I'm having time for work. This is what I would call balance. But when I go to work, taking my home problems with me to work, leaving them there, and then take work problems, there is some issue. There is something needs to be fixed because the balance is lost somewhere. So is it something affecting another thing? And then it's like a domino effect. Everything is falling apart. I'm not really sure. How to fix it is the question. What do you think of balance? What is not balance? What is balance?
So, in order for you to balance something, I'll just give like a scale. You have what?
I just remembered one meme. I'll tell you about it. It's like a drawing of a guy holding a scale. It has two sides, and one side has one girl, and the other side has like 10 girls. And one random guy wrote in the comment section, he said, "This is balance. You should have a one wife and 10 hoes to have a balanced life."
I don't
Maybe.
know for those who are
Maybe. No. Don't do that. Have maybe 11, 12. Not 10. 10 is never enough. So, I hope my wife's not watching. Okay, cool. So, what is balance, my friend?
you have, as I said, a scale.
I'm just smiling. Okay, go ahead.
Let's take this as the negative side and the positive side. So
Yes.
your aim, how can I say, if you come too much on this side, what happens?
Yunus balance.
You're as bad as. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, guys, we've got two sides, okay?
Okay.
Negative and positive side.
Yeah.
We both know what happens if you take too much of the other side.
Yeah.
So in life, it's funny, man.
There's another meme where a Nigerian guy is like, in life, don't judge the cover, judge the book. So, go ahead.
The most how can I say, the most difficult or the biggest challenge is for you to stay in the middle, because each and every time something is always pulling you to the negative side and something is pulling you to the positive side. Sometimes your routine, I'll give an example. I've got a gentleman that I know who paid for gym for 3 months.
I went like
and
few
went for
times.
3 days.
Yes. Look, this is a lot of people doing it. Okay.
Bro, I didn't call out no one. I
just said
just
a lot of people
mentioned,
doing
why
it.
are you being defensive, man?
And you know what's the funny
Okay,
thing?
let me continue explaining. And then,
I was gonna leave from here and go sign up into the gym.
really?
That was the plan.
Wow, good for you then.
But for me to have a balanced sport and healthy life, I
Okay,
have to go to the
guys.
gym 5 a.m.
Since this guy keeps on interrupting my point of view of
I can't.
balance, let's move on now.
No, tell me, what is your balance like?
Okay, having a balanced life now is being able to stay in that zero.
More explanation?
Okay, when you can keep up with your daily routine, meet your targets, achieve your goals. This, in my own opinion, is called a productive, balanced life.
So balance for you is achieving your goals.
No, indirectly,
Indirectly.
I can say, but it is a big,
I mean, when you have a balanced life, somehow it helps you achieving your goals.
yeah.
So what is your goal? Is the goal itself or having a balance?
I'm trying to chisel it down, when, as I said, this is not a fact.
It's still in process.
Yeah, it's work in progress.
Yeah.
I'm trying to chisel it down so that someone can really understand it in a different perspective, So now I was still saying, you've got your routine, go to the gym, eat healthy, prepare your meals, have time with your family, go out where you want, whenever you want, like being able to manage this, being able to be on schedule most of the time, Yes, there are some fallbacks here and there. There are some things that are out of your control, but those have to be accounted for in a way. If there's a shortfall or anything, it has to have like contingency planning. It's a big balance. For me is not simple.
Of
It's
course.
not just like a scale which is negative and positive. But that zero, as I said, is a place that you would want to be in all the time. Just in case, let's say, you fall in this side, you can counter, you have a contingency plan, you can make up for that time. So in a way, in my understanding, that's what the balanced lifestyle is.
So look, it is really nice what you said, but now listening to you makes me wonder, do single people have easier balanced life than married people, or committed at least, or than people with kids?
I
What do you think?
don't think it has anything to do, in my opinion. In my own opinion, I don't think it has anything to do with your marital status. Okay? You knew you were going to get married. You knew you were going to have a child.
Yes, of course.
It didn't,
I didn't know that I was gonna have a child, but
it
I
didn't
knew I
fall
was
out
gonna
of
get
you.
married.
You did, bro. You had 9 months, bro. So
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
9 months, you didn't know you had a child.
So look,
So Sammy just appeared and he's like,
ta-da! So look, I'm gonna say something. I don't know if Bahtiyar agrees or not. I think for single people, it is much, much easier to have a balanced life than committed one, than people with kids. Because, for example, I personally, my son is different than a lot of kids that I know, because he didn't stop me from going outside. He didn't stop me from enjoying some things. But let's say other things I can't do anymore. As simple as using the toilet. I swear to God, and I think everyone with a kid knows this. If my wife is not home, it is so hard for me to use the toilet. I can use it maybe when he's asleep, or I have to distract him with something and then use the toilet. Bahtiyar knows that very well, and he says the same. So as simple as using the toilet. How about doing other things? As a matter of fact, sometimes, let's say, when was the last time I enjoyed a movie? I enjoyed a series. I enjoyed anime. I enjoyed something. It's been a while. It's been really a while. And now when I want to lean back and like, you know what? I had a tough day. I had like problems at work, at home, everything. I just want to have a time for myself.
Can I agree to disagree? Sorry to cut you.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
My son does not stop me from doing it. Let's say he's asleep right now and he sleeps, for example, let's say 2 hours. 2 hours are more than enough for me to watch anything or just rest. I feel guilty for doing it. I feel like if I now open my TV and watch something, I feel guilty because I feel like I should use these 2 hours for something more productive. I should use my time to do something related to the house or related to work or something. The other day, my friend Charles, he told me, bro, I think you're like torturing yourself. Don't feel guilty about this kind of things. You're a human being at the end of the day, and you have to enjoy some like basic human needs. And yet I can't stop myself from worrying and feeling guilty and stuff like this. I have to go to work and I have to achieve more. I have to succeed. I have to overcome all the obstacles. Being in a different country, speak the language, but not like as a mother language. A lot of things are just very hard to manage at the same time. Sometimes I feel like, whether it is for you or Bahtia or me or people like us, did we scoop more than we could eat? Should we just let go of some stuff to maybe ease things? Let's say you do few things. Bahtia does few things like business-wise or work-wise. I do also few things. Should I let go of something? Should I sacrifice something for another thing? Then again, why do I have to sacrifice? So if I sacrifice, it means something is wrong. But I don't know. I can't balance it all. It's impossible. What should I do? What do you think you should do?
Okay. You choose to be present. You choose to be there for your child all the way. Okay? But as you know, there's many options to it. Again,
Yeah,
you can hire someone to take care of your child while you go to work.
true.
But again, that's another option for another different person or this kind of. You can have your siblings or your family members and friends helping you with that.
Everything comes with pros and cons.
That's what I'm trying to explain. That's
Yes.
why I'm saying. So before I get to that, I'm going to step back again
Go
and
ahead.
say what I said from the beginning. What do you want to do? If you want to achieve a balance from the beginning, you have to know, you have to make a decision as a person. The decision you make, you are responsible for it, not
Of course.
anyone else, okay? So, what I'm trying to say, in simpler terms, I'm trying to refine this as much as I can.
Okay, so what you said about
So, now, if I say this year I'm going to get married, for example, I have to start planning maybe 4 years before,
of course.
for example.
Yeah.
It's not a reality. We all know things happen and all that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
the back of my conscious mind, I know I've made this decision and I'm responsible for it. And it's now up to me to make it to happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, bro, I know some people that suffer, especially living in, in the UK. Guys has 2 jobs. He's got a family. And you know you can't take your child. Okay, you can, but it's expensive to take your kid
To like
because-
nursing
to
school.
nursery school because you wouldn't have done anything. That whole salary from the other job, you take it directly.
Exactly.
So it's like you haven't done anything.
That's what I meant.
So that at the end of the days, it can cause things like burnout.
That's exactly what, at least I know I am going through.
You see? But as I always said, I'm going to come back again to another fact,
Which is?
which is you need to take time sometimes to meditate, to think, to clear your mind. Just 5 minutes in the morning. You know, we've got a coffee machine,
Yeah.
okay? It doesn't matter if the beans are the same or not the same. It loses its calibration over time.
Sure.
So a human being is the same function. You need every time. Let's say you're about...
Click the reset button.
So sometimes I get depressed. Now I'm running away from the topic, but I thought it was more appropriate for me to give you this example on how I deal about such situations.
Cool.
I've lost a deal. I've got problems at work. I'm homesick, or things are just not going the way they are supposed to go. I'm losing my balance. I'm about to tip over. What I do is I first knock off early. 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm home. No TV, no phone whatsoever. Take a nice nap up to 12 o'clock. Wake up, eat if I can. Sleep again. Wake up in the morning by 7. It's not like I slept the problem away, but I've calmed down now. I've given my body also some energy, you know? So wake up in the morning, just 5 minutes is enough.
To meditate. Breathe in, breathe out.
Breathe in, breathe out. Recalibrate. It's not that I've solved the problem, but now I've got direction on how to tackle the problem or how to solve the problem.
But here's the thing, just related to what you're saying. Sometimes I just sit by myself, which is like happens maximum for 2 minutes. That's the time that I have for myself. And I'm like, how do I fix things? How do I do things? For example, lately I'm having some medical issues, due to either extra movements, or lack of movement. And I decided, you know what, it's time to go to the gym. And then I think, what time can I go to the gym? Due to my work life and personal life and house life. So the only time that I can go to the gym is 5 a.m. This is the only time I have free time for myself.
Okay.
That's an hour before my son wakes up. The luxury of going back home half day and sleeping your problems away, that does not exist in my life anymore. Yes, you said it is due to the actions and decisions of ours, Bahtia, or the fathers, mothers.
No, you guys don't try and put me
Look,
in that corner.
It's not about that. But here's the thing. There is, I don't know if it is related or not, but there is honestly a disease called decision fatigue.
Yeah.
Where you come to a point where your brain does not function in a way that a normal brain functions. Let's say, as simple as choosing clothes. That's a decision. Okay, a random question. Do you know how many decisions a normal adult makes per day?
No.
25,000 decisions, more or less, decisions per day.
Another fact.
Yeah. Honestly, there is a disease called decision fatigue. So imagine now that you don't have to decide on your behalf only, on yours and your family, and it depends on how many members you have. That is tough. So you reach to a point where, personally, you know what I do? I have I have daily tasks when it comes to work, when it comes to things. I have alarms for every single thing. I have alarm that this time you have to do this. You share a story, or you share a reel, or you design a photo, or you talk to a client, or you do this. I have alarms reminding me of things that in the back of my mind, I know that I have to do. Okay. But it feels good sometimes, something taking the wheel. You feel like, okay, sometimes being your own boss is not a good thing. It is a good thing. I have my own timing to go and come, but it's not a good thing because you decided everything. You sometimes you just want to lean back and, you know what, let someone else take the wheel. So this is, then again, as you said, this is something I decided. This is something I chose. Now I have to deal with it.
So as you asked me how I can give advice on this, number one, wrong person to ask advice from. Okay. This is why I've how can I say?
Look, I asked you this because I know you're big on mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
So
anyways, just mental health, guys. I like supporting mental health. From my culture, it's not considered mental health. What?
What mental health? Are you crazy?
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Beat him up. He's gonna be okay.
Exactly.
Take him to mental health. What is crazy people's hospital?
Yeah.
You see?
Rehab.
We
don't even know
we
the
don't
name
have
of it.
rehab. What's rehab, bro? You can't. It's so brushed under them. Like in my culture, like most black people know, they don't consider mental health. You have to be strong every time. You know. This is why I advocate for it, because to me it's a really, really important aspect for who you become at the end of the day. What defines you, you know? Because if you don't have a good mental health, what can you achieve as a human being? What can you do, you know? Without a strong mental health, I think it's worse than being in prison.
How do you achieve a good mental health, an environment for you to be mentally stable and comfortable? What is number one thing pops up in your head? What is it?
Peace of mind.
How do you achieve peace of mind? First thing pops up in your head. No filter, just throw it, whatever it is. For me, let's say money.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can't separate that in oxygen.
Well, I mean, okay,
These are like the basics. I'm not talking about what can I say? I'm not talking about
look,
material things, but
I am
for
not talking
you.
about material things,
Yes.
but a lot of issues. You know what? I'm not gonna exaggerate. In my personal opinion, this is not statistics or whatever shit it is. I would say, just genuinely, first thing pops up in my head. 90% of my issues, anyone's issue, could be solved with money.
Of course, money, yeah.
You see,
So-
health issues fixed with
Okay,
money.
Abdulrahman, I'll ask you one question that the legendary Bob Marley once asked.
Let's go.
How much money is going to make you like, okay, now my mental health is stable? Just give me a number.
Human beings are greedy. Every time I think of a number, another mini me says, no, double it,
And
triple it.
Exactly. So you can't achieve that.
Exactly, you
Because what happens is, let's say right now, you can make.
You know what? Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm not gonna say a number, but I will say when you own a house, when you own a car, when you own your business, when you own a team doing things. And this is a problem that I have, to be honest. When I had the ability to hire a team, that's my fault. I'd rather do things myself because I don't have trust in people. So when you can afford paying a team to do minor things that you don't want to waste your time with, when you have enough money to, I'm gonna be attacked, when you tell your spouse, you know what, rest at home, you don't have to work, you don't have to do anything, just have time for your hobby and for the kid or whatever. That's a substitute for a number. That's when you have a peace of mind. Did I achieve that? Of course not. How much
This
do you
cannot
need?
this cannot be achieved only by the rich, because now as you go on with your list, you have to have a house. You have to, right now, go to the poorest country.
Yes,
You'll find a guy sleeping in a shack,
and he's comfortable.
one blanket. He's eaten his food. So there's a different level.
Of course.
Okay, for him, having his food, a place to sleep, not having all like decision making, I've got a company, all this. For him, he's content with this. You see, he has a peace of mind. Did I say he doesn't want to be rich? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But at that moment, at that time, he's not thinking about anything else. He's just thinking, am I safe? Okay, I'll just say the basic needs of a human being. Okay?
Yes.
For peace of mind, you have to know, like, okay, guys, I will not accept maybe money. Okay, money is like oxygen. Let me look for another example. A car to break my or to disturb my peace. I'll not allow a girl to disturb my peace. So my advice is for you to achieve, there's a lot of factors, but for you to achieve a healthy mindset or you have to first achieve peace of mind. This is the first step. There are many factors, as you said, you mentioned, all these other ones come later. But today, like any other day, I've done my podcast. I've had my good coffee.
You're happy for whatever you have.
I'm happy for whatever I have. I'm not thinking about anything else.
Yes.
Nothing is disturbing me. But now someone's going to call me and start arguing me. Now it's up to me to lose. No, it's now up to me to lose my peace of mind.
Yes.
If I allow this guy to poison me by arguing with him, by fighting with him, he's going to call me, bro, man, what happened? Bro, I can't talk now. I'll call you back when I'm free. I've saved my peace of mind. I move on my weekend and I enjoy with my viewers.
That's exactly what I mentioned in the previous episode, you know. In the previous episode, I mentioned a lot of things that you mentioned right now. For example, you might be having the most devastating day in your life and you just go sleep it off, for example. Or now I reached to a point where someone calls me.
So I didn't watch it, guys. I was just saying, this is my own...
And exactly what I mentioned in the previous episode. Now I reached to a point where I honestly don't have energy for a lot of things. Like say I get a call and the phone call is pissing me off.
I've always talked to you, Abdulrahman, off camera about this. Give yourself an off day. I know you don't afford this. Minimize.
On camera, it happened recently. We have a situation for next week and my wife is telling me, how about you take some time off? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take some time off. And she was like, you're not going to go to the office, right? I said, I'll go to the office to make myself coffee. And she said, well, take the coffee set up. And I'm like, I can't. Now I think I'm turning into a workaholic. It's not about time off. It's not about balance. It's about the guilt that I mentioned previously. I feel like I'm guilty. I feel like if I don't go and if I don't call my clients, if I don't share, if I don't do this, I feel guilty. I don't know. I can't stop.
Yes.
Because sometimes when I want to sleep, I don't have time to sleep. Okay, but when I have time to sleep,
the sleep doesn't come.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that it happens. Yeah, it happens a lot. Let's say sometimes you have free time. Today, okay, today is my free. You now find yourself doing work that you are not even supposed to be doing. You start looking, just like my mom. She works. She's a teacher in a private school back home in Zimbabwe. Bro, this lady she has had 3 operations. She's 60 years plus. I don't want, it's not good for you to say women's right age, you just say 40 plus, 30 plus, 20 plus, so that they are not offended, Guys, I'm really not out here to offend you like Mr.
It's okay.
Abdulrahman.
I don't care.
But when my time comes, guys. Anyway. So yeah, just to compress it, we've got a backyard.
Yeah.
Bro, there is no project in this world. I wouldn't be shocked even if she didn't try weed.
Nothing.
Put fish, mushrooms, and she's like by herself, bro. On it after work, and she's always complaining, I'm always on my feet teaching kids like this. Okay, go home at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. She gets home, she eats. You see her, what she's doing? She was complaining the whole day.
Yeah.
She's outside, fixing the garden, fixing the flowers until it's late. I'm like, bro, you do this to yourself,
This is something I mentioned in the previous episode.
She says when I talk to her, she's like, when I sit down, I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Yes. Yeah.
You see?
This is exactly what we mentioned in the previous episode. Okay, it's off topic, but when people talk about gender equality, women like these, they have the right to say, I want gender equality because they've done everything. So,
you see?
Yeah.
And she'll still come back home, cook for you guys.
And she's working and she's cooking.
And she's working and all this.
She's doing everything.
What do you call it? Even me sometimes, you've got this, every year you've got entitled to maybe days for work. Sometimes I see it's the end of the year and I haven't used any of my off days. I'm like, what's going on
What
here?
have I been doing?
Or sometimes when I just pop by at work and like I find myself now working, doing things that I was supposed to do.
For example,
on
Saturday you're not
Monday.
working. Sometimes I see you working on Saturday.
I'm like, what's going on? So anyway, let's cut this. Guys, this conversation is so broad. We're going to have a part 2 of this. Stay tuned.
You
Looking
know
forward.
how we should do this? You know this, I don't know what they call it when people sit in a circle and they just share things. What do they call it?
What?
When people sit in a circle and they just talk their feelings out. You know, what do they call it? You know,
Not
right?
rehab. What is it
It's
called?
not a rehab. Yeah, something like this.
What is it?
Yeah, I think we should do this. Just bunch of men, women sitting.
No, I
expressing
think
their
men need this the most now.
Look, this is something
Okay,
I
sorry, guys,
also
by the way.
mentioned in the previous episode. This is something we have as a problem because, you know, it is really hard for us to express their feelings toward each other. And sometimes, let's say, if I come, let's say, I tell you a lot of things because I know that you listen, but I don't tell a lot. Every friend of mine, anything, because I'm like, they don't really care. Maybe they do care actually, but the man inside of me says, don't overshare, and they don't care. You see, because every man is going through shit, and why would I share my shit with a man that's going through maybe bigger shit than mine? You see, so as I said, there is a song that says, "Boys don't cry." I mean, this is just planted inside of us. I mean, yesterday unfortunately, on camera, I shouted at my son. I feel guilty about it. Then again, I'm like, he's gonna grow up. He's gonna go through shit. I mean, me shouting at him is just the beginning of the journey. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do it every day.
Do you have a
Doesn't
son?
mean I'm not gonna do it at all.
You've got a son or daughter?
A son.
Wow.
How many times have you slapped him so far? No, just don't say that. Maybe you did, maybe you did not. I don't know. Are you with or against the slapping?
Bro, kids have to be beaten up.
I mean, my mom slapped manners inside of me.
Kids have
On
to
daily
be...
basis, like
This is
after breakfast and before lunch.
this is another topic, you know. But
Yeah. No,
kids,
I'm joking.
You're joking?
3 times a day, not twice.
Okay, so on that note, guys, thank you
Human
for
right
joining
actor.
us. Mr. Thank you for having us. Thank you for taking care. I would thank you
So
for taking
welcome
part
back to another episode
of the
of the episode.
conversation. There's going to be...
I told him today we're gonna give him another mic, so he starts joining us. Yeah.
Yeah, from background, you just say, hey, guys.
Yo, what's up?
Anyways, see you on
Stay
part
healthy. Don't express your emotions to anyone. Express it to your persona, as I mentioned it in the previous episode. So yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Have a good day.